here we are, folks. Nevada, 2020, August 11th. No, August 10th. Isn't open today. As you can see, our buddy Scott Jones is here. I'm sure some people wonder why I would apply for a fifth choice or a leftover tag in a place like Nevada when it eats your points. And the easy answer is because any more of the camps that I share with family and friends are more and more why I hunt. And you've seen Scott on so many of our episodes. He's one of my best friends. I just enjoy it. This is kind of our annual camp. And so he's got a deer tag south of here this year. And he said, after I help with yours, then I'll go do mine. So, what a great guy. And we're going to get set up here before the sun goes all the way down. And I'm sure Scott will be back with big reports. He'll be doing this stuff. Oh, Randy, oh. Dang, I didn't see much today. Darn. Who knows what he'll say. But we're here.
Hey there. I didn't think you guys be here already. Hey Dale, good to see you again.
There's Jonathan behind the light.
Hi Jonathan, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Scott.
He even got his hair cut just for you.
Oh, I got my Floby out and cut mine too.
Oh yeah? Well, appreciate you getting here.
Oh, I would not miss a trip with you, Randy.
I appreciate that.
I've been looking forward to it for weeks.
Good. Well, I hope you say that after you're here for a week with us.
You know, what are we, 1 for 5? With,
something like that.
With Nevada
with a bow.
Archery, yeah.
So better up the game here.
Well, I think 20% is about the average, so we're due.
We're due. Tomorrow, folks. Big smiles.
Hopefully.
Guaranteed.
You know, even if we don't get one, I'm so excited to come hunt with you again.
We always have fun. Have we ever not had fun? I mean, even when we got stuck on Bernie's hunt and you had to tow me out of the ditch, even that day we had fun.
Oh yeah, no.
All right, stay tuned. Well, first day of my Nevada mule deer hunt. It's 4:40 in the morning, and we can go see what we can see. That's about all there is to this mule deer hunting. You go see what you can see, and if you see them, you see them. If you don't see them. That's simple.
Well, this is the first time Randy's ever drew a tag in an area that I've actually hunted before, so I'm hoping that we'll see some deer. Did you hear?
Yeah.
Well, it was a new truck.
Jones brings his ATV up here. He can barely make it in his ATV, and we got a truck loaded with 4 guys and all of our gear. He's like, oh, we'll gain 1,200 vertical feet in the next mile. That's a 25% grade, Scott.
It's pretty steep.
Setting up for a glassing session here. Sun will be up, lighting up these hillsides pretty soon. Go up here. lot of ground to glass here. Holy smokes. Got a buck over here.
Oh, do you really? Good.
Nice one.
Really? Awesome.
Yeah. See, just wherever Jones says to go, that's where you go.
Well, let me know if you want me to keep an eye on him while you look for more, or
I'm gonna go find some more.
Go find some more.
Keep this guy in mind. I think he's in bed up in that pocket all day.
Yeah.
There's one thing about glassing from 2 miles away. You gotta get on these knobs to get the best glassing view. But you are kind of skyline. But at 2 miles, I don't think it makes that big of a difference.
He ended up going in those trees, and I never could.
Yeah, I worry if he gets into those big trees and you can't see them,
Yeah.
you'll never be able to stalk them.
Right. Have you hadn't seen anything else?
A forky and 5 does and a bull elk.
No.
Oh man.
Well,
I was just telling Dale, you realize how tired you are after about 2 hours of putting your eyeballs in the glassing.
Yep.
Oh man.
I'm kind of feeling it too. A little.
So I think you have a good idea when you said maybe we should go over on the west side where it's shaded and see if we can pick something out of its bed.
Yeah. Let's do that.
I'll do it. You got my vote on that.
Well, this is a pretty smooth riding truck, Randy.
Oh, it's only got 5,000 miles on it. A few more trips like this, it'll be like a lumber wagon. I just know Jones is gonna find Big Hank here, so he's gonna grab all my goodies. There we go. Like this brand new paint job we got here this morning. Brand new truck. Scott Jones is like, oh, it's a little tight in there. There you go. That's what happens when you have buddies like Jones. It'll buff out, he says.
We're going to move a little further down. There's some people working on a radio tower up here making a lot of noise. So if we can hear it, I'm sure the deer heard it this morning.
Man, am I thankful for that cloud cover today.
Well, yeah, I wish every day could be like this.
So here's how this usually works with Scott Jones. We say, yeah, well, let's make sure that he's at least, 4x4. And then we get to talking about how empty our freezers are. And it doesn't take very long, and we're looking at 4-keys and 3-points. And
They do taste better.
so if you see that as the trend of this episode, folks, where we start up here but we end up down there, we're just telling you up front. That often happens when me and Scott and some of us, when we hunt together. It's It's not necessarily about antlers, so maybe we'll luck out and Big Hank will show up. But if Big Hank doesn't make an appearance, we're not going to be judgmental to the guys who still are trying to be Big Hank, but they aren't old enough yet. And they do taste better, like Jones said. I had to come over here to get out of the wind. Up there the wind is just howling. I think the plan will be to sit here and glass a little bit more this afternoon, and then we'll, as it gets later afternoon, we'll kind of head back towards camp and stop and glass those places at the lower light periods. Maybe we'll see something. If not, well, go check some of those places or some of those places tomorrow. I just really like doing this. I know some people would say, boy, that must be boring. You only saw five deer this afternoon. Yeah, but it's still really fun. Really fun.
Yeah, crossing stuff off the map is almost as good as finding them.
Well, that's kind of my thought. I get pretty excited towards the end of the hunt because I've crossed so many places off the map. There's not many places left where they could be.
I like your style.
Unless they're just completely gone.
Yeah. Right.
That's how I do my elk hunting.
Yeah.
People are like, how do you find these elk? Well, it's the process of elimination. Usually I spend most of my time finding where they aren't. Two deer already. Just got set up. Right now we're sadly lacking in the antler category. It's starting to rain, Dr. Jones.
Yeah.
What do you say we leave this big nest of about 15 or 20 does all alone and go find a buck for, well, let's go get something to eat and we'll find a buck tomorrow.
Okay, I like that plan.
I'm getting soft in my old age where I don't hunt in the rain very much. Especially when I come to a place like Nevada.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours.
You got some grass to get out down there. Your pals are heading off to the right there.
This is goose leg sausage gravy on top of, what'd you say, Randy? Shit on a shingle?
Shit on a shingle if you grew up where I did.
on a piece of toast.
It was even on the menu in restaurants, what's called shit on the shingle, or a shingle. And so Jones took his proprietary recipe here. He puts a little bit of sausage in there. He makes some sort of gravy. And then he puts little bits of sourdough chips in there, bread. And then he smokes the wild geese that they shoot every year. He collects the legs off them because most people don't like them. And then he smokes the legs in his smoker, pulls the meat off and grinds it, and then he puts it in this. And I'm telling you folks, if there was the fourth dimension of smell and taste to video, your mouths would be watering.
I've never had a complaint.
But anyhow, that's it folks. I don't know if we'll even get a video out of day one because all we saw were about 25 does far, far away. Wind blowing our camera so you can't hardly get any footage of them. And a whole lot of driving around. Maybe we'll combine day one and day two together. Thanks for watching folks. Well, there's one downside about these August hunts is the sun comes up way too early and it goes down way too late, so you don't get enough sleep by the time you drive back and forth to camp to the hunting spot. And then you glass all day, your eyes just get really tired. My eyes are tired already. And it's only day two. So, folks, if you see me sleeping today, I don't want to hear any static about it because
You know, it's part of the hunting strategy. Okay? It's one of the important tactics of how to find a buck is to sleep enough so that when you are behind your glass, you're not nodding off, falling asleep. No charge for that advice. So. Second day, here we go. We got 5 days left.
Start of day 2, and it's going to be a hot one today, though, I think. I don't think we're going to get that nice cloud cover that we had yesterday. But it'll still be fun.
Welcome to Nevada, where it's 40 degrees and windy in the morning. It's going to be about 90 degrees and suffocating by 1 o'clock. So this morning, the guy who's joined us on some prior hunts, Don Klebano from Elko, he's supposed to come up here sometime this morning. He said he'd give us a text when he gets nearby. 2 elk over there.
Oh, yeah?
Up down that ridge a little. Oh, yeah. Small 5-point cow. Nice buck up here. Not huge, but definitely one I'd shoot. Uh-oh, here's some more bucks. Look at those 2 right down there in the sun. It's a spike and a 3-point. He's actually a small 4-point. Or at least one side's 4. We saw a pretty decent 4-point up here, and we were hoping he's going to stay bedded or stay nearby. And he disappeared in a little grove of aspens. And then, like they often do, when they're getting ready to do their full day bed, he just went up and over the ridge like he's on a mission. And we've lost him. There's a small 4-point right down here in this brush that we can see through this spotter. They've bedded twice now, or bedded, got up, bedded again. We're keeping an eye on this one because if he stays there, once the thermal changes and starts coming up that valley, we can make a loop and come down on him. So he's not a big buck, but I don't care. I just want to get some stalks in.
Good morning.
Hey, Don.
Don, how are you?
I'm hunting.
Good to see you.
Seeing you again.
Yeah, thanks for coming up.
Good, man.
Yeah, buddy.
You got your grandson with you?
No, he,
Oh.
my daughter said, I don't think that'd be a good idea.
This is our friend Don Klebanoff from Elko, and he's joined us on a couple of hunts. Great behind the spotting scope, wonderful storyteller, and we always love it when he comes out and joins us in camp. He came out for my elk hunt last year. We had a blast.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We got 2 bucks, a forky and a little 4-point. Bedded down here about 1,000 yards. See if I can get in on it. Wish me luck, Dr. Jones. Need all the luck I can get.
So we're pretty sure that Randy and Dale can see the deer from where they're at. They're filming and glassing. The deer have gotten up and moved over to another bunch of brush, and looks like they're just waiting for them to bed down so before they try to sneak in is what we think's going on.
The next time he beds, he's bedded for a long time. See if I can find an opening there. He's looking at us. They're standing there at 78 yards under these trees. They're now feeding. I don't know if they're going to bed soon or what. He stood up, he's looking right at us. The big one. The little one is bedded. He's standing there broadside. Really? Yeah. Oh, here he's moving. Coming out. Looking right at us. Where's he gonna go? He saw us. We were trying to get around this bush just as he started coming across that opening right there. And once he got there, he's got me like right here in the sun. And he just locked in on me. Oh well, we wanted to get a stalk in. We got a stalk.
That wind just whipped on you, didn't it?
Actually, when you saw them run, they'd seen us. We were so close.
How far was it?
We were 78 yards, but we're going around that clump of brush, trying to get down to the road. And wouldn't you know, they come walking our direction, and we're out in the broad sunlight opening, and here he walks over to that other pile of trees where he's gonna try to bed. Then the little one eventually came over, and he bedded down after a while. And the big one looked like he was gonna bed down. But before he got serious about it, he looks up at us, takes a couple more steps out into the open, looks up at us, looks this way, looks up at us. Yeah, I think that's why I like hunting them with a bow. I'd way rather hunt them with a bow than a rifle, but I don't have a lot to show for it. Holy Mackinac. When Scott said Don might be coming out, I'm like, well, holy crap, that's a good deal. So he shows up. We drive up here where we spent all day yesterday glassing, and he gets out of his truck and he walks around the tailgate and he's like, oh, look at that buck up there on the skyline. He was here like 30 seconds. And I'm looking at it, and Jones says, no, that's an elk. It's a buck. Big Hank has been found. Elvis has not left the building. The king is still here. I'm just gonna, if he's bedded and I can see him, I'm waiting there till he stands up.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's what you need to do.
It could be a session.
That's okay.
Not a problem.
All right. Ready?
Ready?
Born ready. Hold on to your door. The wind's blowing like 40 miles an hour.
Going to get him.
it goes wrong way more times than it goes right. But Randy's really put in his time Nevada mule deer hunting over the years, and I sure hope this comes together. Boy, that's a real nice buck.
I just ranged the rock he's bedded under. I got about 168, 170 yards. So there's another rock ledge here at about 150. If we can get to that, it's gonna be really close. We got a perfect wind right now. I'm gonna try and get to that rock pile over there, 70 yards away, and see if I can peek over and see the tops of his antlers. When I peeked over, he's looking exactly this direction. So, you know, even though I saw him right away, unfortunately, it wasn't like I just saw the tips of his antlers. Once I cleared this rock, his whole face is right there. And oh well. And Dale's trying to get a peek on him, and I'm like, oh, he just went over the ridge. Dale didn't even get to see him. Oh well. Next stock. Yeah, I ranged him 47.9 yards, and the other rock was like, well, 17 yards in front of us. It was exactly 30. There's a little V we were looking through, and even at that, it was like you could see all of him or none of him. If you moved to the side, the rock pile we were at or the next rock pile in front blocked, you couldn't see anything. So I was trying to show him to Dale. I'm like, he's right there. And he heard or saw or something, because he didn't stand around. And
No, he was gone so quick.
yeah.
Did we lose him somewhere? I think he went through it.
Well, thanks, Don.
Yep.
Really appreciate it. Nice
Good luck
see
to you, huh?
again. Yeah. Well, don't bet that we'll have a tag filled by Sunday if you're looking for something to do.
Oh, I'm hoping the phone rings either way.
Okay.
Well, if you get one, if you don't, hope I get ahead. Get up here.
All right. Thank you. Dale, it didn't work on the second day.
But we had 2 stalks. So
Yeah,
we
but
made up.
But you scared them both off.
Oh man.
Poor camera guys, man. They cut. No one cuts you guys any slack, you know.
I know.
Anyhow, folks, we're having fun. Thanks for being here. Tomorrow's day 3. Hopefully we have an arrow that leaves a string. Yeah. Have a good evening, folks.